This is Christian Horner.
You've won the Austrian Grand Prix.
This is Sergio Perez.
Hi, I'm Max Verstappen.
You are listening to Talking Bull, the official Red Bull Racing podcast.
Oh, this feels good.
Hello and welcome to a very special Dutch edition of Talking Bull. After an absence of 36 years, we're back amongst the sand dunes of Zandvoort. It's Max's home race and he didn't disappoint the thousands of Dutch fans making up the Orange Army around the track.
Well done, mate. That was epic. That was epic. You've won your home race. You were brilliant today. Enjoy this lap and enjoy the podium.
Thank you very much, guys. Amazing strategy. We were really sharp today. And nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
Well done, Max. Incredible win. Coming up on the podcast, we speak to Red Bull athletes Svan van Gent, the 2019 BMX World Champion, and Aras Gibiadza, the moto artist. First, it's over to Max Verstappen and David Coulthard to hear about how much this track means to them.
So after many years, we're coming back to one of the truly historic venues for Grand Prix racing. This is a circuit that was designed by the same man that was behind Suzuka and also Brands Hatch. These are two of now, this circuit as well included, the three of the truly iconic race circuits. They have elevation change, they have camber change, it attacks the senses of the drivers. If there was ever a circuit designed for Max Verstappen, this is it.
I mean, it feels good to be here now. Of course, it was a shame that last year was cancelled, but I have to say now, to see the track in this state is really amazing to see. So just looking forward to get started.
I've been lucky enough to spend quite a bit of time in Holland over the years and race here at Zandvoort in lower formulas. The Dutch fans are incredibly passionate about their country and about their sports stars. Max has really captured the imagination of the nation, and along with Red Bull, he has grown the Formula One fan base to the point where we not only see a sea of orange here in Zandvoort, but we see it at key races across the year.
I think in general, Dutch people like to follow a certain driver or team. They always go in full force. So to finally have a home Grand Prix, for sure, people won't want to miss out on that. I mean, of course, it's always very nice to have a lot of fans around to support you. It gives you a lot of motivation, to do well. I've had a few crazy moments where there was a guy also, he tattooed all the victories on his back. I think at the time it was 5 or 6, so I don't want to see his back right now.
Being at a home race does definitely add another dimension, another pressure. Some drivers are really lifted and boosted. When I was a young guy watching Formula One, I remember Nigel Mansell would talk about people power and how that gave him time. I can't say I really felt that when I raced, but I was lucky enough to win the British Grand Prix a couple of times. But I also remember being in tears of frustration because I wanted so badly to have a good qualifying or to have a good race, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So Max is a pretty cool character, and he's very good at deflecting any sort of pressures away. But I have to believe he's still a young man. He's very proud of his Dutch roots. I have to believe there's an increased pressure at this event.
My favorite experience from here, I think Sector 2, especially in the Formula 1 car, there's so many fast corners that it's really enjoyable. And now, of course, with the new dimension in Sector 1 and 3, with the bank corners, I think, that's going to add up to already, a really cool Sector 2.
Well, the banking here at Zandvoort is something like we've never seen. It's even steeper than would be in Indianapolis. We'd previously had a Formula One Grand Prix there using one of the bank turns. I think it will add another dimension to the drivers. It gives them an opportunity to play a little bit with lines, especially at turn 3 or 4, the left-hander. The last corner, I think, is very clearly defined. It's the shortest way around the corner, will be the quickest line. But I think that the narrow nature of this racetrack, the elevation change, very short lap time, is going to make it very much attacking the senses of the driver in the same way that a Monte Carlo would.
I think I did 1 or 2 laps with Daniel back in the day with a caravan behind, and I think I wasn't allowed to destroy mine, so I had to drive slow. But I think Daniel completely ripped his one apart. So
I was lucky enough to do a running show car event here with Max, and I remember we went out behind the main pits and out into the sand dunes, and Max took off, and I was really worried because I thought we should build up and get a feel for the car and the circuit, and I thought I'm going to come round the corner and find bits of race car lying around, but no, not at all. This is Max Verstappen. He's committed, he's fast, he's got skills that I can only dream of, and for him it was just normal to go flat out straight away.
I always have to try and do the best I can in terms of race result. So it doesn't matter if it's a home Grand Prix or not. I'm just, gonna try to enjoy the whole weekend, with all the friends around.
And that he did. He brought the victory home for all of the Dutch fans. They'll be partying for days after that win. Well done, Max. Now, on Talking Ball, we like to introduce you to other areas of the Red Bull world. We sent Rashid to have a chat with BMX World Champion Sven van Gent and moto artist Aras Gibiata. Over to you, chaps.
So it's the Dutch special of the Talking Bull podcast, and I'm joined by two of Red Bull's finest athletes on two wheels, both of them. Twan van Gent, he is the 2019 BMX World Champion, and Aras Gibiata is a motorcycle stunt rider. Twan, let's start with you. You must have a love for speed. Where did that come from?
Good question. I think over the years, when I started racing BMX, the speed got higher, and since I was 16, the sport got Olympic back in 2008, and then the 8-meter high start ramp got introduced, and we hit like 60k an hour on a 20-inch bike. And you can imagine the bike is like no suspension. It's really nervous, and it's really small.
So the sport got quicker in quick succession then?
Yeah, actually, it did, because of the Olympics need to be on a parking lot. Like, you can build the track on a parking lot. So they introduced the high ramp to increase the speed, and while increasing the speed, the jumps got bigger, the speed got higher, obviously, and the level got up because it was Olympics.
I know that you like things on four wheels as well, which includes Formula One. Do you remember when you started following the sport?
Yeah, around 10, 11. Back in the day with Schumacher, which evolving in my own sport, didn't watch it like that much anymore. And then, Max came around, and then, following it every year since.
Aras, I'm assuming two wheels is better than four in your opinion.
It depends what you like. I like both. Everything what's with the engine is in my blood.
So where did the love for speed come from in your case?
Hard to say, actually. Maybe from my father. He was maybe even from his father, because he was running the bicycle national team of the Lithuania. And my father was sort of racing with the bicycles, but not for very long and not very professional. Maybe from that side, the love for speed came.
Now, it seems to be that the Dutch have a love for speed as well, because wherever the F1 circus goes to, you see orange fans. You see them in Hungary, you see them in Belgium, you see them in Austria. You were at the Dutch Grand Prix on your stunt bike, I suppose I should call it, performing in front of the Dutch audience, the Orange Army. What was that like?
It's amazing. It's amazing, actually. It's been such a long time. I haven't seen so many people in one place, and now here at the grandstand, you can see like, I don't know how many of them, but it was full house. And it's amazing, because for me, the best feedback you can get from the people, it's their smiling faces. This is the best for me, I'm doing my stunts and people clapping and screaming, and I can hear it, even if the engine is on and the helmet. It's unbelievable.
Let's just listen at what that engine sounds like. And you're telling us that you can actually see the audience smiling, because you do 360s all the time, but you can still see the people.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm doing the Christ on the tank, like a stand like this,
right?
I can see the people because I'm waving, shaking hands, and it's kind of my relax trick.
Wait, so you stand on a motorcycle to relax?
Stand for the trick, but it's also my relax trick, because it only takes the balance.
Right.
So you can rest a little bit. Otherwise, when you're doing wheelies, stop it, drifting, you need a lot of, it requires a lot of power and the pressure to keep the bike in control. So once I'm doing the Christ on the tank, I can wave and I can just play with the audience.
Twan, I'm wondering, what is the power of something like the Orange Army? For example, you were in Tokyo, of course, and there weren't a lot of people there in the audience, if any. Is that much different than when there are fans, people cheering you on?
Yeah, I think it is. When you're riding a really important race and there are no people cheering for you, it feels more like training with a few fast guys, and there is a medal at the line, but it's different at that point. If I compare to other Olympics, if I look back to London 2012, like a lot of Dutch people were there as well, and the stands were packed, and then the feeling, the atmosphere, you get kind of wings, and you can perform like a lot better than I can than without.
And does it matter what kind of audience it is? Do you like seek out the orange people?
It's more the reaction of the people and the love for the sport they're watching, and but if it's orange, it's always better.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So we mentioned Formula One already. You were I guess so watching maybe about 20 years now. When did you first become aware of Max?
I never followed the other classes like below Formula One. So in the years Max got up in the ranks, I was more focusing on myself. And when he arrived in Formula One, I was totally back into it. That's more like it.
So 2015, he joined Toro Rosso. That's when you got back into the F1 groove, basically.
Yeah.
Great. Aras, what about you? What do you think of this Max mania that you experienced in the Dutch Grand Prix?
It's amazing. It's amazing to have such a talented guy in your country, and after 35 years to bring back the Grand Prix, I can just imagine it's unbelievable. And I met Max first when he was step up from the Toro Rosso to Red Bull Racing Team, and he had a show run here at the track, and I was performing as well. After he just won his first race.
Right.
Yeah, it was cool, yeah. So since then I'm in love with his riding style, and it's just not his riding style, it's maybe about his character and all the Dutch fans surrounding him. He's huge, and this is really important for the country.
You mentioned his first victory. You guys both wondering, do you remember where you were when that first victory came?
Not really.
Do you, Tom?
Sitting at home watching TV.
You were watching it.
Yeah, I was watching it, yeah.
And he stepped up to the team, of course. Did you expect anything like that?
Well, after the first turn, yeah. After the first turn, like obviously the Mercedes were qualified P1 and P2. Max was right behind, and you had a feeling like maybe finally a Dutchman can do it, and he just did it first time around.
And do you think that's an important start for the Orange Army to turn up now at all these races?
I think something has to do with it, yeah. Like, we know he can do it, and he proved himself like so many times already now. But actually winning a Grand Prix first time in the Red Bull racing car it's huge. To do something like that with so much pressure.
Aras, are you a regular viewer of Formula One now?
Yeah, I'm trying to watch it all the time. Also love MotoGP. Watch the MotoGP as well.
Of course.
Every race. And the Formula One as well. But if they're happening at the same time, I'll choose the MotoGP. Yeah, but the Formula One, I'm big fan of it. Definitely.
Twan, I have to ask, do you think this is the year that the Orange Army will get its own world champion?
Yeah. I have the feeling the whole year, actually. And even with the bad luck he has this year, his mental game is so strong. And it's just really unfortunate what happened with the flat tire at the end. Like, winning the Grand Prix, like, practically, and then you get like a flat tire, you're done. And 2 times didn't finish, and all the other races he was so good, so consistent, so relaxed, and he still is after those 2 setbacks and giving away the point lead. So I'm really confident in Max this year.
Okay, well, we all hope you're right, of course. Aras, do you have any crystal ball views on whether the team will become world champion?
Yeah, I hope so, and it looks like it's really can happen this year because he is very fast, as always, and the car is also seems working really good this year. So they both are together, so it might be something really special for Max and Dutch fans this year.
I'm just wondering, you guys stand in the spotlight, you have often an arena of people around you. Is there anything that maybe an Orange fan or any other fan did that that you remember that stood out because they did something crazy in the crowd while you were actually performing? Is there something in your mind that comes up?
Yeah, Worlds 2019.
What happened?
I had a bus load with friends with me there in Zolder, and one of the guys screamed through our start signal, and it's like a voice you remember. You know
recognize
the voice,
right.
So it comes true, and it set me off completely in quarterfinals. Yeah.
So he messed you up.
No, eventually it didn't really mess me up because I still won at the end, but in the quarterfinals I didn't hit my best gate, and then I set my coach to call them and like, hey, please be quiet at the start, because they were like right next to the hill. So they shut up for the rest of the race, but during and before, it just gives you a boost.
Twan, I'm wondering about the Dutch Grand Prix. Do you remember what you thought when it was confirmed that it was going to happen?
I need to be there.
That's the first thing you thought. Give me the tickets.
No, like not necessarily give me the tickets, but like I need to be there. Like it's something really special, and especially when Max is performing with the Red Bull car, this so good this year. Yeah, you have to be there as a Dutch fan.
How important is Max to the Netherlands, you think, as a Dutchman?
Since soccer isn't going that well the last couple of years, I think it's bonding. A sport is still bonding, and Max is the replacement of soccer the last couple of years, and that's one of the reasons so many fans, I think, are there, because he is performing really well, and it's always better to cheer for somebody who's performing really well at the end. And who has a shot at the world title than like a soccer team who has the potential but doesn't show it still, like after a couple of years, and it's getting like frustrated a little bit. Because they can play so much better than maybe they do now. But yeah.
What do you think, Aras? Has it got anything to do with the World Championship chances that Max has currently?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I think so. He's very big. I can imagine he's, like you said, he's changing a soccer. It might be the biggest sportsman in the whole Netherlands, you know. It's really huge, and to have such a fans like he has, he's the best.
You're from Lithuania.
Yeah.
Do they know him, you think? Is Formula One a much viewed sport in Lithuania?
It's kind of popular. We have on TV, so it means it's pretty popular.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they will probably know him?
Yeah, definitely.
But
the ones who watch it, or at least a little bit following Formula One, we know for sure.
All right.
Quite impressive.
Did you also actually, Twan, follow, because Max is, of course, from a tradition of Verstappen drivers. Did you follow his father as well?
Yeah, I saw him in his orange car in the grid.
Yeah,
quite often after a few laps. But he did really something special as well. I think he's been like the one who's did it. I don't know if it's the first one, but for my time when I'm alive, I know Jos Verstappen was the first in Formula One, and now to see his son following his footsteps, and it's the better version of himself. He was a really talented driver as well, and I just when I walked in, I just I saw him and just good luck this weekend, and he's a really humble man, and I like that a lot.
Proud father for sure.
Yeah, proud father for sure, and nervous father as well.
Do you think the Orange Army changed much between when Max's dad Jos was driving and now that Max is driving himself?
I don't think it's changed. It just got a lot bigger.
Right.
Yeah, the fans are there and always been there, and now just a lot more people get to see the charm of the sport because of Max, and that's a really special thing to do for a guy who's 23.
23, yeah.
Yeah, 23 years old.
Or 24, depending on, okay, that's all. His birthday is pretty soon. So.
Yeah, okay.
they're
for a mid-20-year-old, he's doing like such an incredible thing for the whole country. Yeah, if you look at how it is in Formula One now, it's impressive worldwide what he's doing.
A final question I have for both of you. You are mega stars on two wheels. Would you ever trade the two wheels for four wheels, Aras?
It depends what level and if I can perform good, because I really enjoyed two wheels. I used to racing actually, but I was a bit too big and too heavy for the racing, and results weren't that great as in stunt riding. So I choose stunt riding, and I found a big passion in myself for it. So I don't know if I could trade it. It really depends of how would I feel it if I tried.
So you're open to going to four wheels depending on the opportunity?
Yeah, but not now maybe.
Not right now. So how about you, Twan? Because you said, you're going to quit BMX.
Yeah, but I'm sticking two wheels. Yeah,
Two wheels,
I only
definitely.
swapped the two wheels for four to driving towards the races.
To do races with two wheels.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you too.
Great to hear from the lads there. Let us know if you decide to swap for four wheels, and we'll let you have a run around the track. That's it for this special Dutch edition of Talking Bull. Keep up with all the latest from the team over on our socials at redbullracing.com. From here, we head straight on to Italy for the next race weekend. Until then, take care.